Hello, everyone. It is Al Smith here, the founder and director of Bishop Sheen Today, and I want to thank you for joining us for today's edition of Christmas Inspirations. We'll be sharing a little bit of poetry with you today, and of course, presenting to you some of this timely wisdom that we need as we journey through this Advent season and, of course, prepare our hearts for Christmas. And so today's reflection is simply entitled Abba Father. Archbishop Sheen writes, God is dead, said Nietzsche in the last century, and in this our day, lesser lights proclaim it. Some only mean that it is difficult to comprehend, explain, and describe the nature of God, which indeed is true. But Christmas changed that by reminding us that God is Father. As Paul put it, when the fullness of time was come, God sent forth his Son, made of a woman, made under the law to redeem men that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons. In earthly adoption, foster parents are unable to communicate to the adopted child their nature. In divine adoption, which is a prolongation of the incarnation, we become partakers of the divine nature. That is why, as Christ called God his Father, so we too may call him Father, because we are, as St. Peter explained, partakers of the divine nature. This will have great importance on the last day, when we are judged, just as a mother knows her own children, because they share her nature. So Christ, looking into our souls, will recognize if we share his nature and that we have the same Heavenly Father. He will then say to us, Come, ye blessed of my Father, into the kingdom prepared for you from all eternity. If he looks at those who lack this resemblance, he will say, I know you not, and it is a terrible thing not to be known by God. Once we share the nature of the babe in the crib, then there begins to be a communication of life and reciprocity of love. It is a love in which the Father bestows and the child receives. Because it is derived, it is kindred, and because it is kindred, it enfolds itself in likeness to the Father that gave it. Between the Father's heart and the Son's heart, there passes a blessed interchange, a quick correspondence, an answering love flashing backwards and forwards, like the lightning that touches the earth and rises from it again. One Christmas, the English poet Francis Thompson took a child into a church in order that they might look at the image of the Christ child in the crib. The poet then put into the mouth of the child the questions that a child might have asked the child, namely, how it feels for the God of heaven to live as a child on this poor earth of ours. Little Jesus, was thou shy once and just so small as I? And what did it feel like to be out of heaven and just like me? Didst thou sometimes think of there and ask where all the angels were? I should think that I would cry for my house all made of sky. I would look about the air and wonder where my angels were, and at waking 'twould distress me, not an angel there to dress me. Hadst thou ever any toys? like us little girls and boys? And didst thou play in heaven with all the angels that were not too tall? With stars for marbles, did the things play Can you see me through their wings? And did thy mother let thee spoil thy robes with playing on our soil? How nice to have them always new in heaven, because 'twas quite clean blue. Didst thou kneel at night to pray? And didst thou join thy hands this way? And did thy tire sometimes, being young, and make the prayer seem very long? And dost thou like it best that we should join our hands to pray to thee? I used to think before I knew the prayer not said unless we do. And did thy mother at night kiss thee, and fold the clothes in right? And didst thou feel quite good in bed, kissed and sweet, and thy prayers said? Thou canst not forget all that it feels like to be small, and thou knowest I cannot pray to thee in my Father's way. When thou wast so little, say, couldst thou take thy Father's way? So a little child, come down, and hear a child's tongue like thy own. Take me by the hand and walk, and listen to my baby talk. To thy Father show my prayer. He will look, thou art so fair, and say, Our Father, I thy Son, bring the prayer of a little one. And he will smile, that children's tongue has not changed since thou wast young. Such a beautiful poem by Francis Thompson. Hope you enjoyed this reflection from Sheen's 1960 book, Christmas Inspirations. And until next time, may the good Lord continue to bless you and keep you. May the Lord let his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. And may the Lord look upon you kindly and bring you peace. God love you.